going to start you.
So hard. Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Azzo, and I'm going to be giving a speech about how my father gained a friend back. Yeah. So, it was end of senior year for me, 2014. I was at my graduation, and my principal was giving some BS, follow your dreams speech. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. And fast forward about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it's the middle of June, and my best friend, Colin, he tells me, hey, do you want a job at Fisher Cats? I'm like, sure, why not? I've actually never had a job before that job. It was my first job. And so we go in and apply, but there's this one kid that follows us, and he's kind of that friend that no one really likes, but basically feel obligated to bring to, like, events and stuff. And so we bring him to the stadium. We all go in and apply, and Colin's driving. So on our way out of the door, the kid's name is Tim, the one who no one really likes, and he says, shotgun, no blitz, and in my mind, instantly I got a race. I just got a dash, and he goes behind the car, like through the back, and I slide over the hood, and in the process, I'm like, and I have a flying knee, and my knee actually hits the side mirror to the car next to us, shatters it. Everything falls to the ground, and it's only hanging off by like a few wires, like dangling, and we're like, oh crap, we gotta go. So we get the hell out of there, and about a week later, I go to my first day on the job. And prior before that, Colin, he told me to watch out for the manager, Matt, because he's kind of an asshole. Me, I've never met Matt before, so I'm like, all right, I'll take his advice and I'll just put that in consideration. And so this is about maybe a week or two later, and this is like beginning July as of now, and there's a bunch of us, like 5, 6 of us in the kitchen, eating hot dogs and stuff like that, just joking around. It's a slow day anyway. And then this guy walks in, and he's wearing a black polo shirt, and the indication of that is that he's a top manager. And so we all just kind of like freeze, but I don't know who he was, so I'm just like following everyone, I'm just like not talking, and he has a big bald saw on his head. He walks up to us, no one says a word, he just grabs a hot dog, he starts eating, and then he tells us some wicked corny joke, and we're all like, ha ha ha, yeah, not that funny, but we gotta laugh. And so he finishes his hot dog, then he leaves, and then that's when Colin notifies me, oh, that's Matt, by the way. I'm like, yeah, I kind of got that. And so about a week later, like, it's all happening like week after week after week, and it was a Saturday night, and it was about 10:30. Yeah, it was about 10:30 on a Saturday night, and I was finishing up cleaning my concession stand, my home plate base. I had to sweep and mop and everything. It just took freaking forever. And so I wanted to get home, want to go hang out with my friends, and like about a couple minutes right before I'm about to leave, my manager tells me that I need to go and go get like the carts that has all the relish and ketchup and stuff like that. And there's about like 10 of them spread out through the entire stadium. And I'm like, oh, seriously, this is gonna take me an extra like half an hour. I don't want to be here. It's Saturday night. And so I obliged, and I bring about 8 carts in, and like it was about the second to last cart, and it had a little wheel, and it was like dangly. You know how you have a shopping cart sometimes, and one of the wheels are busted? That's exactly what it was. And it was like the whole thing had like a 3-inch like tipping scale, so you could push down. And so I was dragging it, and then I was looking away, and the whole thing tipped over, and there's ketchup, relish, mustard everywhere, and then I yell out a big, fuck! That was actually really loud, my bad. And I yell out a big F word, and then I hear chuckling behind me, and then I was behind, and I see Matt laughing. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what he's gonna do to me right now. There was no customers around because it was just only cleaning people, people who clean. And then he comes up to me, he's like, what's your last name? And I tell him Azzo, and what's your first name? Patrick. I was like, all right, I don't know really why he called, what's your last name? but I obviously listened to him. And he said, "I know your father." And I'm like, how exactly do you know my father? Because my father works in construction. I don't really know why he would know someone who works as a manager at a baseball stadium. Anyways, and he tells me that he used to work construction with my dad about 10 years ago. And Matt was in some financial troubles, and my father had to actually loan him some money. And Matt gave him all his money back, but over the years, they just lost contact. He got a new job, people move on, stuff happens in life. And so I try to go back later that night to my house, try to tell my dad what happened, but he's asleep. And I have work the next morning, so I'm like, whatever, I'll talk to Matt about it a little more. It was late Saturday night, so we talked for like a few minutes, and he had to go because he got a phone call on his little walkie-talkie. And I was like, all right, whatever. Sunday morning comes, and we talk a little bit more in depth, and he's telling me that, yeah, this is what happened. Like, I have financial issues, and your father helped me. And then I give Matt my father's number because he really wants to contact my father, because he hasn't in about 7 years, 8 years, I don't know the exact number. And I go back that day, and my father, I see him talking on the phone, and he's talking to Matt, and he's tearing up and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, what a bitch. And they're talking on the phone for a good like hour, and I don't know, it was just crazy how everyone's lives are connected, and how like really your past can catch up to you. Like, since my father helped him in the past, I was looking for a job, and he saw my last name, and he immediately hired me, like basically on the spot, just because of my last name. He noticed, oh, that has to be one of his children. And so I thought that was very neat, and I'm very thankful for that.
Nice.